Hey guys, what's up? Jeremy here. It's been quite a while since I did any type of video as it pertains to video games, pickups, reviews, anything that's related to video games, and there's a reason for that. Some of you that know this, it's no surprise, but for some of you out there who are seeing this right now, after I tell you this, you might be like, oh god, and you'll be a little bit shocked. But I guess to start off, there's two parts. What we'll do first, I've been keeping track of your videos for a lot of you. You guys had some great pickups, some great reviews. Atarileaf, I've been checking out your reviews of different games, like Frenzy, for example. It's great. You've always been doing a great job on things like that in the individual games. And I saw your open response to what was the pinnacle or the cornerstone of your collection. And I've actually checked out, a number of other people's responses to that, and there's been some great responses. Again, people define their own collection or their own little cornerstones of each collection just by their own emotional ties to different systems or different games. For example, for you, it was with regards to your the arcade ports. Other people, it's defined by the period of time they lived in and how they grew up with that. As it pertains to me, it's, in a nutshell, the one thing I noticed with all the systems I had is that I've had a Batman game in every system. Batman's always been my favorite superhero. From NES I had Batman, Sega Genesis was Batman Returns, same with Super Nintendo I had Batman Returns. I had, and I still have, Adventures of Batman and Robin, because Batman Animated Series was my favorite cartoon series, and having grown up with that, I loved it and how it developed up into the different systems, leading in today with Batman Arkham Asylum and the new Batman game coming out for PS3 and all the new systems in the fall. And actually, coincidentally, one of the things I was watching right there was Batman Under the Red Hood, because I'm still into all the Batman animated stuff, and I just keep a track of it, what's going on from time to time. So with that said, if I had to individually pick out out of my different systems, what games were the cornerstones of each system, first ones that come to mind, NES was Little Samson, Super Nintendo was Earthbound, Nintendo 64, probably Worms Armageddon or Clay Fighter Director's Cut, and then out of other systems like Nintendo GameCube, the Zelda, something actually I just picked up was the Master Quest, Ocarina of Time, and a few others. But I had, honestly, as you know, I had lots of systems, I had lots of games, and it's a long story short, but if you guys saw my other videos, you'll remember that my room used to be full of games. Alright, and actually in my next video, I'll do one in a sec, I'll look at some of the pickups there and I'll explain that in a second. But yeah, remember in here I used to have all these cupboards full with games, and now look, this is all I have left. I have boxes for like my PS3, the Wii, and yeah, the Wii board. One of the things I kept from my collection from before was the Power Glove. There's an inside joke with that with my friend, and I'll always keep that. It's kind of like a trophy and stuff, but I'm just going to grab this here and talk about one of the things I did with, pardon me, what I'm going to show you next is the cornerstone of my video game collection. Alright, and I'll tie it into Batman here. And why has Batman always been my favorite superhero? Because at the end of the day, yeah, there's the story of what happened to his parents, but take away all the tragedy, all that kind of stuff, it's a comic book, yeah, it's make-believe, but at the end of the day, it talks about someone that something happens to him, he makes something himself of his life, and he becomes something great and gives back to society. Alright, so let's talk about the video game collection I had and why my cornerstone of the video game collection is going to be something I talk to you about. Well, at first when I got into video game collecting, it was by mistake, and for some of you that know, I was goaded into a bet, pardon me, where I had to kiss a waitress for 10 seconds, and out of that bet I won some games, and then I newer games like PS3, and won some money, and I built a small Nintendo collection off that, and then I began building a bigger collection, and then it started to diversify, pardon me, into other systems, and then later, sooner than that, within under a year's time, I had over 30 game systems, easily over 3,000 games, easily over 100 controllers, Out of all my friends, definitely the biggest video game collection I knew. And I built it from the games I loved, and I started with the Nintendo games from there, and then I started building it. And then it just grew ridiculous. And to mark the 1 year anniversary of that bet, sometimes I regret it, sometimes not though. For the most part, no, but I do miss all those games I had. But I ended up liquidating it all, and yeah. So what did I do, and what was the cornerstone of my video game collection? It's right here. Right here was a check. It's to Styx's Misfortune. Styx was my friend. His real name is Yin Tran. And May 27, 2011, basically from liquidating all my video games that I amassed in under the year, I generated $14,157.04. Now, for some of you that don't know me, you might be like, that's bullshit. It's part of my language. But for my friends out there, the ones that are subscribed to my channel, and for my relatives that were there that saw it, it's what did I do with that $14,157.04. Well, the first part was I wanted to share it with my friends, so I rented out a movie theater. It was about friendship, bonding and stuff, and although the movie was cheesy, rented a movie theater, got everyone tickets to Hangover 2 during opening weekend. We watched it, then we went out and we had a great time and stuff. For my friends that were in the bet, the original bet was that if I lost this kissing bet, I had to get them a ticket to Iron Man 2 with popcorn, pop, and candy. So I ended up getting them like a Blu-ray movie, Iron Man 2, and then a 2-liter box of popcorn and candy. And then with the rest of the money, again, renting out the theater and tickets, and then going out with my friends. With that, from the $14,000, again from there, donated $3,000 back to a charity that I work for, in the healthcare field, and then out of that another just under $1,000 to smaller charities and to friends who were working for different things throughout Ontario and Canada. So about just under $4,000 of that was donated. Going further, it's kind of a little bit cheesy right now, and over the past 10 years I've lived all over the world, so I just moved back to my hometown not too long ago. But right here you're going to look at carpet, and that goes throughout the entire house. Here it's actually my parents' house, so I redid all the carpet there out of that money, and then with the remainder, what do you call it, just went away for a weekend, had a really great weekend, and with the rest, I'm saving that for one of two things. And for some of you who don't know me, I'm actually have a deep background in the sports. The one thing I never achieved as an athlete was to go to the Olympics. So right now I'm either saving that to go to the London 2012 Olympics in London, England, or when we talk about some of you that had a big video game review of what the cornerstones, what you would have done if you ever liquidated your collections. This sounds a little bit cheesy, but it's the truth. Down the road, I might just save it for a ring, right? So if I get engaged and stuff, and down the road get married, then there's funds for a ring. So right now it's becoming between a lifelong dream of going to an all-expense paid trip to the Olympics, or getting a ring. So either way, it's a win-win. Donated a lot back to charity, had a little bit to share with friends, and had a little bit to enjoy myself. Alright, so hope that answers your questions. For a lot of you who helped me build the collection throughout the past year, thank you so much. For some of you guys who helped tell me about where some good places to go shop for stuff, or things like that, thank you so much. So again, this right here, when it comes to the cornerstone of my collection, at the end of the day, it's I had lots of games that I loved, but basically it's what I did with the money in the end. And there's the proof right there. Again, this is just a make-believe check, but that's how much I raised by liquidating my collection. So it's a lot of work too. I won't lie to you. It was really time-consuming. It's really frustrating at times, dealing with a lot of people throughout Canada and the U.S. to liquidate the collection, but it was done. All right. So again, I'm not saying go liquidate your collections. Apologies if some of you are pissed off right now, because I did have a great collection, but at the end of the day, tying it back into like what one of the cornerstones of my collection was, having a Batman game in almost every actually definitely in every console, and just tying that into like the whole psychology you know, Bruce Wayne growing up and making him, you know, doing something with his life and helping others. In a sense, that's what I kind of did here. So it's kind of cheese, but it's the truth. Alright, so I'll see you soon, because actually it's kind of strange, but I did do some video game pickups. That'll be my next video, and hopefully you'll check that out. Thanks guys, and hope you're enjoying your collections, and hope you've got some good pickups.